Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 20.
We got three, fellas, we got 3. Watch 41, watch 41.
Now Brees. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Keith Kirkwood started to work his way into the rotation midway through his rookie season. Undrafted out of Temple. Had his first catch against the Cincinnati Bengals and really came on in the late season. A couple of touchdowns in the regular season and one more for good measure in the playoffs. Keith Kirkwood's future is bright.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brees under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long now after the sack of Brees, and the Saints up against it here.
54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54. I got you, pop. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Working from the gun, it's Brees. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. T.Y. Hilton deep for the Colts. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. Tackle made there by Kiko Alonso.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
We're set from the gun on 3rd. And he's got his man Hilton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Running the sweep, Hilton with it. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
check, 59.
On second down, it's Mack, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Brissett on first down. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now a carry from Mack. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 35.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They're going to run this with a tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy. And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Ready? 5-9. Kill.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
53. Hey, seam 6.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Looks good on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, come on, now, come on, now.
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st down, Indianapolis.
First down, Brissett. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. The Super Bowl 44 will always link these two teams together, the Colts and the Saints. That was a game that the Saints would win. If you remember, Sean Payton dialed up that onside kick to start the second half. Tracy Porter would eventually seal the victory for the Saints with a pick 6 of 74 yards. And the Manning family so heavily involved. You think about Archie leading the Saints for 11 seasons, the Manning family being from the New Orleans area, and then Peyton being the quarterback of the Colts in that defeat to the Saints. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Brissett. Buying time to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Chester Rogers that time, and it's 3rd and short.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
1st down, Colts.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. His first carry, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage, That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. So after the INT, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Margus Hunt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
Breeze now to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
You kill. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get ready. Get ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. He actually brings it in, but he was out of bounds, incomplete. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, no more.
Here's Marlon Mack, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 24-yard line.
Come on, set. Pittsburgh.
On 2nd and 12, Brissett. Being chased out left. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll go with a keeper. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll run here with Mack. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They give it off here to the tight end. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. Vinatieri's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20, as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Breeze. Looking here for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, 77 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
On 2nd and 9, Brissett. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Coverage there by Von Bell. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Brissett. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is Harris. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
You got three down.
On 2nd and 9, Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Shotgun now for Breeze. The open man is Smith. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 24 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Watch out. Whip. Watch the whip.
Here's Breeze to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. Nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Hey, easy. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down. Wide. Get wide. Big Ed.
Toss play, Kamara. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Ready. 5-8. Check. Watch 54. In your face. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long.
Mike 54. Quit talking about it.
Now Breeze. Thomas has got it, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll toss it out right to Kamara. Darius Leonard, last year's leading tackler as a rookie in the NFL, in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this is Cook with the ground. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Kamara trying again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
staying on the ground with Mack. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. On the bootleg, it's Brissett. Looking deep downfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Trying to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Harris now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Ready. 5-8, 5-8. I'm scared.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And that'll set them back 5. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready? You ready? Check 53, Mike. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Brought down at the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 8.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Breeze on the bootleg. Now Breeze lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
No doubt, I would tell my offense right here. The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 7 on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
They're going to try and run. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
You're good, you're good. I'm full, ready.
Now Breeze. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Justin Houston able to record his 5th sack of the season. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Here's Breeze. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
Let's pin them ears back and go full strip. Jumper.
On first down, they'll start out with Matt. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Like 22.
They go right back to Mack. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
And it's 3rd down.
The Colts on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Brissett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Harris to return. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. Mack off the draw play. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again here with Mack. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. To throw, Brissett. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On the ground, Kamara. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Danico Autry is in on the stop.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Colts are going to get it at the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. But now it's third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Brissett looks to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing right on his own 5-yard line. On the return, Harris. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way, and you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen, you'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull off. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now.